Welcome, ladies and gents. We've got a big series here. Maybe one of the biggest sets of TTL so far, because the storyline here is if Mr. Yo loses this set, he is relegated. He is no longer Platinum League. That would have been unthinkable, especially after the first 2 weeks. You would have said it was unthinkable because Lucho was at 0 wins, and this group is so freaking competitive, man. But listen, the reality is Yo only has 4 wins. He has not had a great season by his standards, and he has to win this set. Now, Lucho has to win this set as well to survive, but if Lucho does win this set, it's not guaranteed he survives because the series Syscon plays against Hart later on has a lot of importance. And yet again, we've got this new meta here where we have a super early barracks. Lucho goes for an early militia. The Wu get the additional food when they build their barracks, so it helps with this a little. They also have some bonuses with the docks. But yeah, this is the high-risk, high-reward build, which we have seen work. We have also seen it not work, right? So a big part of this build is like you got to get as much food as possible, but you got to move forward as well and get the value. And I actually really like Lithuanians against this, guys, because you can go to wood so much earlier than you would typically. Because you start with that additional food, Yo's able to get to the wood a bit earlier, which means he can secure his wood line and wall it in earlier before the drush arrives. And then also, the dock villager moves out. This is the first time I've seen this matchup, but the more I think about it, the more I think that Yo's build should be very, very good to at least brace and hold from the pressure that's going to end up coming in. Now, I'm seeing questions here. All the information's on the commands and on Liquipedia, whatever. But just to repeat it, every player there on the standings has a set today. Harrow will want to lock down first place against Vinchester. Vinchester will want to steal first place, of course. And then Hart and Syscon play. Hart will want either second or third, and then Syscon will want survival. So we close out the group. That's how we finish out round 5. We still have Group C, which will be coming up. I believe that's on Monday. Oh, sorry. I'm so sorry. That's the wrong group. Just forget that's there for half a second. Forget it's there. You're not looking at it. You're looking at the militia. You're not looking at it. Okay. Group D. Group D needs to happen. Group D. That'll be lots of coverage there. Viper looking to get playoffs and survive. Dragonstar looking to survive. Players fighting over top 3. And then it was Group A I missed. To be honest, I'm going to talk about that later. Point is, we've got action coming. And here comes Lucho. But you're moving out without information, right? You're moving out. You're taking a risk. And right now, he's hoping to find the wood line. Yo is here with no loom. Yo doesn't even see the militia. And so far, so good for Yo. Here comes the scout from Lucho, just walking around. And Lucho's like, the clock is ticking in his mind. He's like, okay, where is his wood line, man? Like, where is his wood line? You're supposed to have a wood line. I don't understand this. He's getting desperate. Yo still can't see anything. And Lucho kind of fades away into the darkness. Guys, for Yo to not pre-wall his wood line is crazy to me. We are in round 5 now. People have been doing this nonstop. Not pre-walling the wood line is just... it's going to be punished so hard here. And Lucho comes in. That villager's going to be dead. The rest of the wood line needs to be quick-walled. He does get it. Honestly, could have been so much worse for Yo. He does still have the fishing ships. Well played from Lucho. But here's where the builds can really kill you. You kill the Vil. There's still the big downside of not having the fish. But then if you go Feudal Age, like right away, if you can get to Feudal Age right away, which feels impossible to do, but it's doable, maybe then you could get a dock up and then you could pressure the fish as well. Honestly, though, you could lose 3 Vils to that. And then the fact that you have fishing ships isn't really that valuable anymore. You only lost 1. He's on the way to Feudal Age. He has Loom now, so he can probably fight this back. And Lucho will queue up Feudal Age. This villager probably on the move to the north here. So I don't know. Like, I think it's a pretty close game. I think what this does do is this gives Lucho some initiative. In theory, this should shift Yo's mindset into more stabilizing on land because there's infantry out. So maybe we see a barracks, maybe we see an archer range. Could always be more militia, though. But I mean, this comes at such a risk of your economy. Like, no player watching this right now should try these builds. It is so complicated. There's going to be a lot of downsides, typically. It almost feels like Lucho is going to choose to dock the south right now, where you would find some shorefish, and you'd also find some hunt down there. Also sending villagers to gold. Still has a couple sheep left. Yo is going to gold as well. And in the north, Yo is checking the shoreline. That's good scouting from Yo. Obviously, this is a very big concern. So he will know if his opponent will pressure him on the water. And so far, he's not. Villagers have made it to the south for Lucho. And we'll probably see a dock there. And there's, I mean, shorefish everywhere. That's a lot of good food income. Plus, you could add a fishing ship or two. And we still have militia coming forward from Lucho here. So I like the patience from Lucho. Yo has this tendency to look sometimes too patient, but it's because he's got it under control. Yeah, you could tell he's ready to fight this back if he ever needs to. And Lucho's like, yeah, come on, let's go. Let's go. When you see a player react like that, you're like, yeah, react again. Yo has to respect this a little bit, but he has to respect us a whole lot more once more militia come in. And more militia are going to be on the way. They actually killed the scout in the middle, so Yo realizes the militia are on the way. He will go for a tower. I really like this tower. And I really like the fish. So he's got 4 fishing ships his opponent doesn't have. And he has a tower which can help protect the woodline. That is all good for him. The no scout is going to hurt. He might never look down in the south, but at the end of the day, there's no fishing ships down there. Mr. Yo's tower protects from the woodline. It also protects from the gold. And we have a forward villager here from Lucho to pressure that woodline. Yo already has the first archer out. Lucho's still looking around. And oh man, the pressure must be insane. Yo getting town watch now. That's such a good classic player thing to do. So many people skip that. But getting town watch to know that tower's going up on the backside is very nice for him here. Now, you have to make a lot of decisions and a lot of intense timings here, but I think realistically, you can't just take the stone. The man-at-arms are always going to protect the tower. You can't rush that down or deny that very easily. But yeah, Yo's going to move over to that stone, think about enough stone for another tower. Lucho has to come back over here because Yo is currently delaying the tower. This is very well played from Yo. Now, Yo's got his eco upgrades as well, but Yo does need to have his micro be perfect here. Spearman is not there to protect. And I don't think the archer will go down or anything, but beautiful micro from Lucho. Avoiding the spearman as well. We'll move over and we'll finish this tower. And the man-at-arms for Wu slowly regenerate the whole time. Now, what we haven't seen, we've got the villager from Lucho towards the middle. Yo had a galley on the shoreline to deny this. Lucho's villager hasn't done anything yet because there's still a lot of focus here. The tower goes up. Yo will have to move wood lines. Yo is currently housed for a bit of time. And he has to abandon the whole wood line and get back to that wood line. Simultaneously to this, still needs to pay attention to this. Guys, I have other things I want to say. There's people I want to thank. We just can't. The thank you has to be assumed at this point. This is insane Age of Empires right now. The level is ridiculous. The amount of multitasking, the amount of things happening is unbelievable. And we only have 2 kills in the game. Make that 3. Lucho gets the 3rd. Now, Doc in the north has been spotted. Just that little bit of time that Lucho was lingering around. Doc actually gets denied at 50%, so that's a lot of wasted wood. Still the micro here, though. Lucho losing, or Yo losing an archer, but Yo will kill an archer as well. And actually, the villager might end up being saved there. Nice job from Lucho to notice that. Yo still got stone for towers. Yo still has the wood line on the back. Yo still has the fishing ships, though. But Yo will end up losing that villager, and Lucho's villager survives. Now, again, you need food to go Castle Age eventually. For Yo, he's had the sheep and the fish, but you do eventually need to build a mill so you can unlock the ability to farm. He hasn't done that yet. It's a complete opposite here for Lucho. He's been on the berries. I don't know why these villagers suddenly have shorefish in their hands, though. Something tells me that there's a misclick there. You see that? He's got random 4 villagers on shorefish, and then they got pulled off the berries. I think he's bringing them to the south. Yeah, it definitely seems like the game plan. He does have a Hulk down there defending. But with no fishing ships down there, you can't necessarily garrison in the dock to protect yourself. Man, what a game. What a game. I love the amount of aggression that Lucho is bringing to the table here. It's exactly what you need to do against a player like Mr. Yo. Mr. Yo is definitely a more patient player. The longer the game goes, the better he gets. I spoke to Lucho about this series, and he basically said that he thinks, for him, Yo feels like unlike any other player in the game in late game. I think this map, and I think his other home map, Monocle, are just not maps where the games go on for very long. So it makes, when he needs a 2-1 victory, it makes this first game really important. Because Yo's picked Northern Crossings, At Northern Crossings is a map where the game typically goes for quite a long time. Yeah, this is nice. This is good food eco. There is also a market going up for Lucho to buy and sell res. Yo's been able to play pretty safe, though. He hasn't lost that much eco. He still has fishing ships being added in the north. The amount of micro that's happening is unreal at the moment. But Lucho's probably happy with that situation. The Man-at-Arms still getting value. Yo losing some range units on the front. But Yo has enough defensive towers where it doesn't feel like he will be broken. At least by feudal age units. Lucho's scout active in the south. I think he knows that Yo could make a move this way. But, I mean, if he does, we could see a demo. Lucho's already preemptively making a demo. He recognizes Yo might be coming to me because I've left the front. Yo doesn't know about any of this, by the way. So he's just double-checking this. He might get really excited. Lucho isn't paying attention either. Lucho will start to lose the vills. Yo will want the villager kills. Yo so badly wants the villager kills. And he's not expecting that demo to be pre-queued. He thinks it's queued right now. There it is. And Mr. Yo is going to lose his entire army game number 1. My God, dude. That was a mega shot from Lucho. And it was the game sense that he knew the army could come. Yo thought he had another 20 seconds to think about it there. He was always going to leave the shoreline, but he just didn't leave in time. And now he doesn't have a tower on his stone. Lucho's on the way to Castle Age. Lucho's moving into the wood line. And Yo has no army to defend. I mean, that's not accurate. He does obviously have some army here, but it might not end up being enough, especially if Lucho can show the patience of a high-level AoE player right now, guys. And that's the thing. It's like, Lucho's experienced enough now, even though he's only had a couple-year career, to understand you're not going to break Mr. Yo in one move. Like, that demo's not even enough. So many people will actually dive there, potentially lose their army under the tower, thinking they had to win the game there. Again, I spoke to Lucho. That's actually what I told him. I said, the number one thing you need to remember, small incremental leads, you have to do that 15 different times in a game against a player like Yo or any of these top players. You're never going to win the game in one swing. It's never going to happen. They're always going to have some type of comeback condition. I think Lucho's playing well. He still doesn't have the fish, though. There's still the fish from Yo in the north. Having Yo off of stone feels very good in this scenario because Yo can't go into more towers or for Latus. Lucho still has crossbows on the front. Quick look back at his economy. His economy's looking pretty good. Villagers on shorefish will get slightly less efficient, of course. But this whole game has been Lucho sending pressure to Mr. Yo. And we have yet to see a single valuable counterattack from Yo. And now Lucho's in Castle Age, going for crossbow, going for bodkin, going for the siege workshop. And Lucho, just can he show enough here to finish the game before Mr. Yo upgrades these skirms? Lithuanians have faster moving skirms, so it's really difficult to play archers against a skirm civ like this. Next army's coming through, though. Yo's chasing down the other army. 1 villager down for Yo. 2 villagers down. 3 villagers down for Yo. These crossbows still moving away. And we've got rams for Lucho as well. Now, rams is an interesting choice considering we know Yo is going to try and go knights. Yo does only have 1 stable, though. I really think Yo needs to go double stable, but there's a lot he needs to do right now. It's a lot of pressure. It just doesn't really feel like he's going to have a great deal of time here. Monks would be an excellent addition for Lucho if he can think of it. He's still just 1 town center. He has no fishing ships, so I just don't think the eco is really going to be all that strong. But the ram is there. Ram will take down the tower, probably. And if the tower's gone, then the villagers could die. The upgrades for Yo are coming in at a pretty decent time. Still confident micro from Lucho. The tower goes down. Lucho should see the stables got the flag and also, of course, sees the elite skirm upgrade. But man, like, guys, look at the micro from Lucho. Like, can you tell why I've been hyping this guy up? He's an insane player. And it's not like he's got 10 years of experience and he's hit a wall in terms of potential. Like, this player is insanely good. But it's Mr. Yo on the other side, right? Like, Mr. Yo, we've seen the aggression against him before, and he's able to come back. But there's a Jean Swordsman on his gold. There's Crossbowman on the other wood line. And he still has to micro on the front, and there's just too many different areas to look at. That needs to be a delete from Lucho. Yo gets that conversion. But man, there's just so much happening. Look back, Lucho's got farming eco. Again, he's still got the vills down here, which are working for food. Yo still has the fish, but now there's going to be mangonel. Now there could be monks from Lucho as well. So difficult for Yo. He hasn't been broken yet. He has not been broken yet. The eco count's still close. He needs to... Honestly, I think he needs to counterattack with the skirms. As weird as that sounds. Counterattack with a knight. Any counterattack to Lucho. I want to see how Lucho handles that. Mr. Yo is typically pretty good. When he can get enough defense, I think you go for the counters. Another Jean Swordsman was converted. Actually, the Jean Swordsman should counterattack. Why not just send your Jean Swordsman? I think Lucho will soon start to drop some town centers at home, so he'll be a little bit more secure. And there's the second TC now. So that's a good area for him. Woodline's still very exposed. Yo is sending the Jean Swordsman over. This will be an important thing to remember. And Lucho just showing patience. But Mr. Yo, 71 pop. He's going to move out with the skirmishers as well. It becomes very tough for Lucho to push when there's a tower everywhere. And it becomes very tough for him to know what to do when he's got slow army to chase this. He sees it. But what do you make against that? It'd probably be some Jean Swordsman. What you don't want, though, is to full-on react to it. If you full-on react to it and send all your army home, Yo will just do dances around you the rest of the game. So you just got to keep punishing Yo for moving forward, essentially. See, that one Jean Swordsman's never enough against that many skirms, especially with no armor upgrades. But Lucho's economy isn't necessarily good enough to deal with that right now. He's taking down the ranges. He's taking down the barracks. He will send home one mangonel. Yo is still just playing defensive here, waiting. And he has redemption on the monk. So if Lucho ever overextends with the siege can be converted now. Yo, this is a dangerous place. You need to remember the history of this game. Yo. Yo. Okay, he remembers. He spread the skirmishers in a different formation. But I mean, I'm kind of scared for him right now. Redemption's in. Redemption's in. Lucho needs an immediate reaction. He does react. And Mr. Yo's monks also micro back perfectly. Yeah, Lucho knows now. Now, Yo can hop in and out of the TC and make this very complicated. There's still the skirmishers down there. Here, the skirms need to micro too. And then here we have the Jean Swordsman, which Lucho needs to react to. There's a lot to look at right now. These skirms are currently away from demo territory. The monks go back out, and Yo micros it back. My God. Guys, this feels playoff level, doesn't it? It feels like we're round of 12, best of 5. Winner goes up against, like, you know, Leary, Hera, something like that. This doesn't feel like a relegation battle right now. They both are bringing their best at the moment. There goes the demo. There goes the demo. Oh, Lithuanian bonus coming in clutch. Still, though, the siege is pushing. We have a castle there from Yo. This Jean Swordsman is just standing there, too, by the way. He's not doing anything. So Lucho's just going to kill it off. And Lucho has better eco upgrades. He's getting devotion now because he knows the monks are going to be valuable. He can't do anything about the castle, but what you can do is you can try and take down this town center. Devotion isn't in yet. Conversion could happen there. And, oh, man, it's so close. Skirmishers are still over here, by the way. Monk is going down there. Made for Yo, he's now on one of his favorite units. He loves his Cav unique units. It's a very good unit for him, but he does need the eco for it. And there, he actually started to convert the demo, guys. So now he can move in. That's a really nice play. 3 TCs for Lucho now. Farming eco is looking incredible. Yo is about to be on 1 TC if he's not careful. And Yo will be on 1 TC. And Yo still has not found an answer to this. And down goes the town center. Honestly, Lucho doesn't need the fish anymore. Like, the fish is a non-factor. He could lose the dock. So I guess what do you do? Delete that? That's kind of interesting. He's going to send the Jean Swordsman after the monk because the monk is weak. And it dies. And the demo dies too. But we still have to focus fully on the push from Lucho because he just will not stop. The thing is, like, when you transition into economy behind this, normal players, they fall apart, guys. Like, normally you can't get to 3 town center eco when your opponent counterattacks you and you have a push. Normally someone loses a mangonel to redemption. Like, things fall off at a certain point. And it's not even a mistake. It's like a forced reaction from the opponent. But Lucho is playing insanely well. Might end up jinxing him here, though. It's very likely these conversions come in, and the conversions do come in. Finally, Yo gets payoff for redemption. And he's trying to land the shots. And honestly, the mangonels are still getting value from Lucho. And Lucho is going to remain here. He's got a micro against it. He's still on 3 town centers against 1. And Mr. Yo is sending villagers forward like he needs a big counterattack now. Because the monks are getting sniped. The mangonel's still there. Guys, I look at Lucho's fog of war. The only area he can't see is where those villagers are moving right now. But like, he can see if something comes over here. The army count's incredibly low for both. So maybe Yo could get away with the forward castle. There he goes. I mean, he needs a forward castle. He needs something ridiculous. But when you walk past your opponent's houses and you walk past the archer range, you don't think it's possible. There goes Mr. Yo. Dude, guys, if he doesn't go for forward castle, it's game over. If he gets the forward castle... that is a pretty damn good castle. And he's got some lattice here. He can take that stone. Okay, Lucho's going to build his own castle now. Oh, my God. Okay, so we have 19 villagers building for Yo, about to be 21. Lucho's got 18. It should be more than that, to be honest. But I think he knows that his castle's going to go up and that Yo's will go up. Now, Lucho could try and go Imp. Imp makes sense. I think he's misclicking at the market a little bit in a panic. Well played from Yo to find that castle because it was extremely risky, but it had to happen. And that's a strong castle spot, too. It can range the town centers. These are situations where Yo thrives. He loves his unique units. He loves his castle drops. Lucho, I'm probably feeling a lot of pressure because he's definitely ahead. But now he's like, what army do I make? What army do I make? Yo's coming down this way with these villas. He'll drop a tower. What do you make from Lucho's perspective? He'll make some rams. Eventually, an imp, you can make traction trebs, but you do need actual army. I think he needs to play more crossbowmen, but his archer ranges are forward as well. This is uncomfortable. It's still microing back here. This army got 14 kills. And while he'll lose some villagers here, the town center will still take down a lot of the lattice. Ram will come around. There's the university for Lucho. Still has a nice villager lead, but needs to decide on the army, and he's going to decide on cav archers. I honestly don't hate cav archers here at all. It's not a civilization that gets the best cav archers, but you need a mobile unit. You already have ranged upgrades. It's got to be ranged units you play in towards, so that's fine in my opinion. And Mr. Yo focusing on the relics maybe. We'll kill that monk. That's a really nice find from Yo. But Mr. Yo is just doing what he can to keep this castle up at the moment. He's slowly losing it, but he's still massing lattice from it. He did hop out of the castle there and snipe one of the rams. This is where I think Lucho should probably just be patient, wait for a couple traction trebs to push this back, but you do have to mass your cav archers, and it's not very easy when you only have 2 archer ranges back at home. And what a game. What a game. Welcome in, everybody. Today is going to be insane. I think Lucho's got... He's got a nice position here. It's not going to be easy, but he did all, as I like to say, all the hard work early. Now he just has to do one more step, and that is finish taking down this castle, get Bracer, get chemistry for the CA, and Yo will not have a good enough eco to go into skirms right away. If they were both in Castle Age, Yo would be fine. But the fact that it's Imp for Lucho is a game changer here. And the CA are out, and they're getting the proper upgrades. Bloodlines is always needed. Easy to forget that. That's on the way. Bracer's on the way, too. Yo's villagers here have to flee. Yo will bring skirmishers forward eventually. But traction treb should be coming out of the siege workshop for Lucho. Okay, he misclicked it from the forward siege workshop. Because I didn't see it from this one. He just canceled it. Can you imagine if he made that mistake and the traction treb went from that one? All right, he sees the skirms. He sees the latest. That's a big army from Yo. Every unit's extremely valuable now. But I think you've done enough. Maybe you just fall back and you just protect that traction trap with your CA now. I think that's what you do. Because if you don't, Yo will sacrifice for the traction traps. And Yo's eco is improving. Second town center for Yo on the stone. Farming eco is looking very good now. Has always had the fish. That might change because we have some Hulks now from Lucho. But still haven't seen the first traction trap from Lucho. And he's actually moving forward with the Cav Archers. So he wants to raid Yo. I'm wondering what Yo does when he sees the traction traps, though. There's the traction trap there, slowly taking down the castle. As the food eco is slipping a bit for Lucho. He lost a lot of farmers. This castle from Yo ended up killing 10 villagers. Here come the Cav Archers. Yo needs Imp big time right now. He's got 4 relics. He's got a great skirmisher civ. He needs the Imperial Age. Here he'll snipe some vills. That's where the latest are. Skirms are chasing down the CA. But Lucho will have a lot of Cav Archers here, guys. The Civ doesn't get heavy CA, though. Without heavy CA, it makes it questionable. They don't get Thumbring. They don't get Parthian. So there's definitely a bit of a timer at play here for Lucho. He knows it. He'll bring villagers forward from somewhere to drop a castle there. Yo's Latists are still in the north. I don't think water really matters much right now, but there is that factor as well. Lucho's doing everything he can. The latest might come home for these Cav Archers. The skirms are already there, though. That's kind of critical. Where does Yo go? This tower as well is extremely annoying. Like, this tower has gotten quite a few kills. It's been frustrating for Lucho. But there's a castle. And that castle will take down Yo's town center. And Yo still hasn't clicked up. Quick walling from Yo to stop the CA. Won't happen because the gate gets sniped. Latists are coming over to defend from this castle. But the castle's going to go up anyways. Which means Yo's got the stone denied. And Yo will have that town center denied. But Yo is on the way up. Goes Imp in the back TC because the other town centers will be pressured. This time is where Lucio should be balancing his eco again. He had 10 on food moments ago. Now he's up to 30 on food again. And then you could think about a unit to combine with your Cav Archers. But that's a really big overextend there. You have to be careful against these Latists. The Latists have +4 attacks solely from those 4 relics in the monastery now. And Yo's got the population lead, guys. Back here, Yo is going to hold. Yo will kill those Cav Archers. And yes, Yo is starting to lose his town center on the front, but he just needs to wait 2 minutes. Unfortunately, he'll only have 1 castle, but I mean, maybe he could sneak to this gold in the north. I'm not sure what happened there. I think Lucho was on that gold and lost some vills to the latest. Down here, Mr. Yo is finding kills. Oh, guys. I mean, the comeback has maybe been on for Mr. Yo. But in a game where Lucho's been ahead pretty much the entire game, Yo now has more eco and he's even military. Yo's holding. It's still going to be a lot of work. Because I think Lucho's just too tough to break. I think Lucho will still have some good options to switch into here. I wouldn't mind seeing him just drop stables and play light cav. I wouldn't mind seeing him think about going halbs either. But Mr. Yo's still kind of holding on. This is such a big moment for Yo. If he could sneak down here for that stone and gold, that would be nice. Up here as well, he's dropping a town center. That should complete. Like, his resources are looking absolutely insane. It's just, can he keep his units alive? And can he keep his buildings alive? And then can he field the army as well? Like, you look at the resources, you think that's enough, but it's really not to upgrade all your skirms and your cav at the same time. You almost have to choose full skirm upgrades. And if you choose full skirm upgrades, then you're not upgrading the latest. But yeah, I think you need to go for the skirm upgrades. Get the unique tech, maybe. I think that's a must research right now. And, oh, Bracer! Bracer and armor is actually in that blacksmith on the front. That's a big deal. Like, it doesn't take a lot of resources to rebuild a blacksmith, but it's just the time here. Lucho, he's not taking down the blacksmith, though. He's just taking down the town centers. Remember, though, he's got 4. So, I mean, having 4 and your opponent having, what, 1, 2? I guess it's 3 for you. Okay. It's kind of a big difference. Lucho's still pretty light on golds at the moment. He was raided down here by the latest again, and he will now go for Sitting Tiger. Now, Sitting Tiger adds extra projectiles to the traction traps. It's a great tech. It is still only 2 traction traps. It's crazy that this blacksmith has been researching the skirm techs the entire time. The other technology is not really that helpful here for Lucho. We see that Lucho needs more gold income. He fixes that. Lucho still has the healthy villager lead. Does he see the town center in the north? He should, right? That's an area you could raid. Yo's monks will get upgrades as well to convert the traction trebs. Guys, reminder. Whoever loses this set is like pretty much confirmed relegated. I think that is the case. Whoever wins, it depends. If Yo wins, then Yo is confirmed safe. If Lucho wins, it would depend on how much he wins by and what else happens in the other sets. This is a ridiculous start to the series. And pick a winner right now, chat. Pick a winner. I've been in these situations before where, like, the underdog can't finish the big name. And especially with that big name being Mr. Yo with this many relics. I've definitely seen Yo do this before. But at the same time, I think Lucho's just one switch away from completely smashing the skirms. That's the problem for Yo right now. Yo's base is wide open. His main army is skirmishers. So, I think it's just the cav switch for Lucho. He's got enough on food now. His opponent's full skirm. The traction trebs are holding the middle. But here comes Mr. Yo. There is going to be a tower from Lucho. But guys, imagine if Lucho has 6 stables. There's the stables going up, and he's spamming light cav here. I mean, that gets really dangerous for Yo. Really fast. And there's more defensive castles for Lucho coming, I'm sure. The traction treb got converted. These traction trebs are dishing out damage on the skirms. Down here, we've got the tower just being battered down and skirm v skirmisher action. The engagements are still looking pretty damn good for Mr. Yo. The cav archer count isn't what it used to be. But Mr. Yo has no armor upgrades on his latest. Oof. Oof. Yikes. I mean, he probably forgot, right? He's under so much pressure. He still only has 1 castle. There's the armor upgrade now. Okay, it's going to be heavy Haiguang instead of light cav, which I like if you can get the gold. I'm not sure about that. Lucho does not have enough gold income. It's a stronger unit, but he might not be able to make enough of them. Mr. Yo's raids have proved to be insanely strong down here. He's trebbing the castle as well, and he will be trebbing the tech switch, which is horrible for Lucho. Lucho's not taking this stone. He's not taking this gold from Yo in case Mr. Yo reclaims it. Here's the heavy Haiguang, though. Of course, Yo, he doesn't have a lot of Latus anymore. So while Latus would win the fight, he doesn't really have the numbers. The conversion's happening on the traction treb. The monk is going to get focused down. But first, it will get the conversion. But now the trebs for Yo are getting sniped by the Haiguang. But guys, I think Lucho's crumbling. I think the skirms are doing it. The skirms, I don't know. The skirms are still such a liability. Mr. Yo is actually going heavy CA. He's going heavy CA. That's a perfect call. That is a perfect call. You already have the ranged upgrades. You need a mobile unit. Heavy CA is a great call. At Mr. Yo. How is Mr. Yo not dead yet? He can also mix in the latest. He still has the relics. I think his army is just simply so much better now. Wow. He was so dead, dude. He was so dead. And Mr. Yo wins game number 1. What a comeback. That's insane. I mean, think of how bad the situation was when he was getting pushed in his base and what the Vil difference looked like, right? It was so bad, guys. The entire game he was behind, he was pushing, he was reacting. It was this moment in the game where Yo knew, if I don't do something crazy right now, I'm dead. I cannot stabilize. And he went forward with this castle on the front. And it wasn't immediately the game changer, of course. He had to do a lot more, but it gave him time. And he found these tiny little ways to come back into the game. Whether it be the latest raids or the skirm raids or the towers. I mean, guys, he was 30 Vils behind. And he was behind by multiple town centers. He didn't have a single relic at this time. But Lucho had to react. That was the one thing that Yo did that game that started the reaction snowball. And then from there, Lucho, of course, like, he wouldn't have wanted to plan on cav archers, but he felt he had to because of what Yo was doing. Man, that's incredible. And guys, I can't speak. Lucho needs to win 2 straight now to survive TTL. Yo just needs 1 more win. Imagine the mentals right now of being so young. Lucho's like 19 years old. He knows he was ahead in that game, and now you've got to go into the next one. Oh, I mean, that would hurt so much. It could easily snowball into affecting his mentals in the future games. He had more res collected. He didn't end up having the important res. He didn't have the food. He didn't have the golds. It was super close. But Mr. Yo held on until he had the better technologies. My God. Welcome, everybody. We have game number 2. How we are even in game number 2 with this scoreline is unbelievable to me because Mr. Yo was dead. He looked super dead in the first game. He came back, and yeah, that's just classic Mr. Yo, man. The longer the game goes, the better he gets. And Mr. Yo, if he's able to play through civs that have fairly good cav unique units as well, dangerous. He does actually have one of his favorite civs here for tournament matchups. He's gone for Burgundians, and the typical storyline with Burgundians has been get to castle, get to your unique unit. I just don't think that this is the map for that. There's just so many other aspects of the map that are important. The big reason we see the Burgundians picked is actually the Flemish Militia, which is their barracks infantry unit. Anyone want to remind me what happened in the previous rounds when Yo got 3-0'd and played against Hart on this map? Anyone remember? Because I think Mr. Yo remembers. Mr. Yo got absolutely brutalized by Burgundians. It was forward barracks from Hart, and it was nonstop Flemish Militia and skirmisher spam. And he died badly to it, and so I think here he said, oh, yeah, let's do that. Let's steal this strategy here. But Chimera makes it really interesting because we've seen a couple games now, mainly in Gold League, but where some players have said, you know what, I'm going to let you take the risk, and I'm just going to farm, and I'm going to just kill as many villagers as possible. I think that's the logic of picking the Chimera. Now, in theory, farms, even with Chimera, are not as efficient as villagers on the Shorefish. But obviously, if you lose 0 villagers and your opponent loses 5, you're probably going to be in the better position. Yo gets the scout hit there. They're very close to each other in the middle. But yeah, I think Lucho... I'm not saying he won't take the Shorefish. You can also build the houses out here and hop in and out of the houses, right? But like, I think at least when Dowd has played it, it's been all about the low-risk approach. Ornlu in my chat says, other reasons, literally just Flemish Militia, don't need any other bonuses. Well, Ornlu, you now have the benefit of being a Twitch chatter. We casters have to talk a little bit more about the specifics. I would agree, if the Flemish Militia did not exist in its current state, we would not see the Burgundians here. Agreed. This map has been dominated by infantry, right? We had Armenians, we had the longswords, we have Romans with the man-at-arms, we had, before the Champies were nerfed to the ground, we had all the Champy spamming civs, so... But the backup plan for the Burgundians in Castle Age is really nice too, because if you make it to Castle Age in an even game, you tend to see cav switch. So Cavalier and cheap light cav, all that's very nice. So Burgundians feel like a pretty decent pick. Look how forward Yo is walling right now. Oh, Lucho almost got a quick wall on the scout. That would have been really nice. Yeah, it's like, it's not necessarily uncommon to see players wall between the woodlines, but the way the woodlines have spawned, they are in a weird position here. Lucho's underneath Yo's TC, and Lucho's gonna steal the goats, or excuse me, the turkeys. Now he has to stay close to them, otherwise they'll turn red. But Mr. Yo's like, dude, give me my turkeys back. Lucho's like, sorry, this is war. Actually, give them back and then go kill them. Yep, give them back and then bop them. 1, 2. Scout's a little weak for Yo as well, so this is pretty nice. So Yo shouldn't actually be able to take this fight. And yeah, now he remembers. And it's a bit of idle time for Yo. And that's... he's down like 1.5 turkeys. So they just had to uninvite a couple people from Thanksgiving dinner. You know, like... The second cousins were on the way. They get a phone call. Hey, sorry, you can't make it this year. We'll see you next year. Later. Sorry, in the event my family's watching, I like my second cousins. I like my uncle. Well, uncles. Sorry, I have multiple. Okay, I'm shutting up now. My family's not watching. I don't think I'm going to offend anybody. Yeah, villagers to gold for Lucho. So he's expecting Flemish militia. Just like everybody else. Of course, you could just completely skip the barracks as the Khmer here. You can go instant archer range. I think he's looking for that barracks at the moment with his scout. Hasn't seen it yet. But remember, when Hart did this against Yo, he snuck the barracks. It was a forward barracks. And Yo knows where the mill is. And here come the villagers. So it kind of feels like Yo is just going to do the same thing that killed him. Which isn't that uncommon. Now, you'd assume Lucho watched those games, but I don't know if you think about it that way. You don't think, what did people do to my opponent? You think, what did my opponent do? But yeah, this is... I don't know if Hart's out there watching, but Hart, this is because of you, bro. And the surprise factor was the biggest thing. And Lucho is in feudal age really fast, though. The archer range is already up. Archers will be on the way. Did get housed a little bit, which is a bit sloppy. Also, no house up here either. So, not expecting any surprise. It's still looking around. I think Lucho's like, what's going on? Like, where is this barracks? I looked everywhere. Just finds the turkey dead on the ground. Just doesn't see the barracks there. Still, though, it's never bad to make archers. It's just a question of, are you going to be ready to defend this? The scout's still looking around. I do not think he's ever expecting the... Ooh! I don't think he's expecting the forward. Here's the other thing. You see Yo's scout over here, you also get confused. You're like, why are you here? That might make you think the attack's coming from the other side. There's the answer. There's the Flemish militia. Lucho knows he just quite simply didn't find it. He does have 2 archers on the way, and he does also see that Yo's archer range is there. Okay. So, this is what Hart did. He did Flemish militia, and then he just flooded skirms, and Yo didn't have enough. Scout's still alive for Yo, by the way. So you're going to go scout. Auto scouts in chat. And Mr. Yo's the best at that. He always saves his scout. Look at the food, man. The food is so crazy if you have this many villagers on Shorefish. But the thing is, the plan for Yo is to just non-stop push. It's not to defend. And Lucho immediately going to send 2 archers forward. That could mean that Yo loses villagers. It's risky, though, because Flemish militia could kill the villagers up here, too. I think the long-term plan for Lucho was going to be to add maybe scouts or something against this. But no tower up here is extremely risky. Here he goes, though. Yo is dropping a tower. I think he did see those archers move through. God, they're both playing so good, guys. But I really like Yo's pressure so far, as long as he can have the defense, too. If he can have the defense as well, I think considering Yo only needs 1 more win and still has his home map, should be extremely good for his mentals. He did kill the 1 villager. Lucho's just going to back away. Yo didn't lose too much there. The archers... It's difficult to micro down villagers when you also need to defend here. But it's just going to be skirmishers from Lucho. So he's not adding any scouts. Obviously, if this is the only thing Lucho's focused on, that villager's dead every single time. But Lucho's still looking over here. Wow. Close game. Again, I think really just goes either way. Archers will come this direction. Yo drops some palisade walls. But still only 2 archers. And then the micro still needs to be here. And we have another archer range now from Lucho. Interesting, his plan seems to be just like mass more skirms. Which I guess makes sense because Yo doesn't have any upgrades. Yo is really losing a lot of army here. He's losing a lot of HP as well, which is not great. And it'll be double archer range from Lucho. Archer's over here getting chased away. Yo, scout update? Freaking Yo with his auto scout, man. What about Lucho's scout? Lucho's scout died somewhere. I don't know where it died, but no high-level players saying no to a score lead, man. Like, as you're playing, you're really keeping tabs on that score, and even if things start to go wrong and your score's ahead, you're like, ooh, I'm doing fine. And it's 100 points per 10% of the map scouted. Yo right now is scouted maybe, I'd say maybe like 10% more. Which is why the score is what it is. Still very surprised that Lucho continues to leave his base, but also that Lucho refuses to build a tower. Like, you move out the first time, I get it. You move out now, I do not understand it. The armies are just significantly stronger. It's too big of a risk for me, especially on a map that's normally not dominated by town centers in the next stage. That's why people are so resistant to building towers. He is still massing some armies back here. He's still fighting back with villagers. The Flemish militia have upgrades now, though. They have armor. And there go the skirmishers from Lucho. Skirms don't do that much. With good micro, you can kill the Flemish militia, but you also have to micro here. And I just think it's way too difficult for Lucho at the moment to micro this and manage this. This is a group of archers. It's different. But Yo realizes this as well, just how complicated this is for Lucho. Lucho maybe banking res for Castle Age, though. We'll see if the micro's good enough. There's still skirms microing around here. Remember, 0 farms. You need this food income. Finally, we have the tower there from Lucho. These skirms are actually looping back home. Yeah, now if you can keep these archers alive and mix them with the skirms, it gets a little bit more complicated, of course. Resources collected, the game's even. Tower ends up going up. Now, Hart, when using Burgundians against Yo, just kept diving underneath the tower. I think the logic is, as long as the villagers are not taking fish here, you're winning. Risky to lose army, of course, but... Yeah, stables up from Lucho. Another villager goes down for Lucho. How much... You cannot understand, guys, how difficult it is to not think about that first game right now if you're Lucho. But you can't. You can't. You should... That's like my caster brain. I can never shut off. You got to focus on the task at hand. You've got a micro here, but he needs to start taking better control of the map right now. Okay, here the archers will help a bit more. The Flemish militia are still really strong, but they do take more damage from the archers, and Lucho's up. And Yo's scout still scouting the map. We'll check the scouting now. And yeah, that's like that's 300 score lead just because of auto scout. But I gotta say, Lucho's lost 4 vills. He still has collected more resources. That's impressive. The micro, he's been able to stabilize, and he's got at least the numbers are 50-50, and he is on the way up to Castle Age, which Yo is not really anywhere close to doing. I think what hurt Yo this game, he's very late with some upgrades. Like, he didn't get armor until much later after the initial engagement. Now he's just now getting armor on his skirmishers. Lucho is very fast to upgrades here. And Yo's going to get the upgrades now. Yeah, he's doing the same thing that Hart did to him. He's even planning on arson to attack the tower, but situation is a bit different here. 4-minute idle eco was worse than 4 vill eco loss, right, T90? Here's the vill efficiency over the whole game. So that, I think this efficiency, like 80% versus 72% is pretty massive. Not really sure how that happened, to be honest with you. Like, Lucho had a lot of inefficiencies. There's obviously a lot we weren't looking at, maybe. Flemish militia make it through this way. And so they could get some harassment. Lucho with some nice quick walls there. Lucho's archers are not here anymore. Will Yo sense that? And also, will Yo end up diving for the tower here? There's a lot that's about to happen. Here we have Lucho fighting this back. Hasn't lost a villager yet. Here he has to fall back into his tower because he doesn't have the army. Moving in the darkness, though, goes Lucho, who's planning on crossbow. But he's starting to lose his villagers. He will also mix in the night. But there's a lot to manage. He's lost even more villagers. He's lost 9 villagers. But he's in Castle Age. It's lost 10 villagers, but is in Castle Age. And there goes the army. This army's a game changer. Bodcanero is on the way as well. And Yo still hasn't clicked up. This feels like ever so slightly similar to game number 1. Lucho hitting the Castle Age advantage. And we're just like, can Lucho do enough before Yo brings it back? The difference obviously being Yo actually has killed a lot of villagers. But Lucho gets close before he attacks, and Lucho will slaughter these vills. He didn't even have to move, really, but he sees it now. Oh, that's huge. That's huge. Here, that's not that big a deal for Lucho. It's just a couple leftover skirms. It's all about crossbows now. And he could just get value everywhere. Like, the gold as well is a big factor that Yo hasn't towered yet. Still Flemish militia, still units moving around. The wood line here, too, in the middle. I think it's 1-1. I don't think Yo's done enough. I don't think his units are good enough. He'll see the villagers that he's killed, but look at what he's losing, guys. Lucho's just going to completely slaughter him here. What a hold. What a hold. It's so good from him to... There were 2 moments in this game. The first 2 archers didn't do anything really, but it was still the mindset of I need to attack him. I can't just sit and react. And then looping those archers away there to hit the castle age timing was so good. I just think he needs to keep doing that. But honestly, if you can clear up this army before it's upgraded, that also gives you huge value here. And that's exactly what he does. The knight will probably die, but those skirms don't have a very big mass anymore. And Mr. Yo has just lost too much military. It's very familiar. He does have stone. He will build defensive towers again. He will obviously hope that the Vil count will be okay for him after he killed 10. He does have the market to balance out his resources too. This is where Lucho has a decision. Do you go to stone? Do you build a second TC? I don't think so. I think you go full army here. The knights were a great addition. The crossbows are a good addition. This is not a map that's very easy to just boom on. And he needs to keep pressuring the fish and the golds and the woods. I mean, everything's so exposed on this map, right? Oh, man. T90, how much do you think pros watch opponents' games before playing matches into a win? Very frequently at this type of stage. I guarantee you Lucho watched all the games. First, second round, that depends on the player. Mr. Yo notoriously takes his time in any tournament, and I think maybe that's hurt him this season. But yeah, Lucho is extremely prepared, especially when you have the underdog. The underdog definitely knew some aspect of what could come. We're in the 5th round now, so this is not the first time we've seen Burgundians, or the 2nd, or the 3rd. And Lucho finds the damage on the golds. Lucho still on the farms. Lucho actually getting attacked on his gold right now. But these crossbows end the game, and we have a 1-1. Oh, what a recovery from Lucho. That's just sick. Again, I know it's a caster thing to say, but it is a real human emotion. To lose 10 villagers in this game, you could have very easily felt defeated and just felt like, wow, I needed 2 wins and I should have won the first game, and it could have snowballed. But Lucho just kept fighting, stuck to the game plan. In the end, it was just... Like, I think the food collected was probably relatively similar this game. Yeah, Yo actually collected more, but he made a lot of Flemish militia, and they just kept dying, right? He has 2 Flemish militia now, and then in Lucho's case, he made 31 archers this game. He still has 20 of them. So a lot of the value from the Flemish militia, he traded off value for the military, for the villager kills, and then he didn't have the consistent army number. So it's 1-1. The loser of the next game is relegated down to Titans League Gold. The winner, depending on who wins, potentially survives. And it will be on Mr. Yo's home map. All right, folks, so context, and I apologize for the speed. This game matters for so much. Whoever wins this game ends up likely staying alive in Platinum League. Whoever loses this is relegated. They were 18 minutes into a game. Lucho's power went out. There was no proper restore file. We had to restart. And then the service we used to show if people are in-game wasn't working. So we are catching up to live time. I am very sorry for the speed. But we have Mayans for Lucho in the north. We have Yo playing as the Vikings in the south. And Yo kills the Eagle, which did not happen in the first play. And now we have a pause. This might be when my admins were asking them if they were in-game. Please don't be another drop, for the love of God. Technology is great until it doesn't work. You sound stressed, T90? Yeah, I'm very stressed at the moment. We just want some epic Age of Empires 2, and we don't want any issues. There's also always a certain percentage of people who really thought, yes, we're back. We're back. Yes, let's go. We're in, baby. Let's go. No panic needed. Let's go. Thankfully, there was our conversation. Yo is saying what's going on because the admins couldn't find the game. All right. So, again, we have that little bit of history of what happened. Unfortunate, but they played the first, 18 minutes. Yo knows that Lucho could be doing this, but you don't know if Lucho's going to commit to the same strategy, right? Lucho is going to commit to the same strategy. Yo actually scouted it and saw it. And for Yo, I just feel like the gold situation isn't quite as cute as it was before. So it's definitely more rangeable. So the map is part of what makes the strategy possible. But does Lucho even know that here? Lucho's going for the man-at-arms. Lucho sees the gold. Lucho's actually going for defensive archer range, which he may or may not regret when he sees this gold. So no tower from Lucho. Defensive archers instead. Wondering what Mr. Yo's scouting is going to look like now, because Mr. Yo would likely look at the back. Remember last time he was taking the stone. He wanted to build some defensive towers. There's arson again from Lucho. But honestly, I think the build from Lucho was much better than it was the first time. Just in terms of the way the pressure was panning out. Archers can still get there, but they're going to have to be transported, which will be a bit of a pain. And guys, you've got to sort out the mental side of this too. I mean, no offense to some viewers, but it feels like some of the viewers here couldn't even handle what's been happening here. Myself included in that. This has been a lot emotionally to handle, considering the stakes. And then you gotta lock in as a player. So man-at-arms just dishing out damage. You've got this villager here. And they're just repairing. It's 2 villagers now repairing, so that's just some idle time you're kind of happy with. Blacksmith and market from Yo. So same build as before. The only slight change is that Lucho is using the transport. Now, he doesn't have to use the transport. He could always walk, but that's slightly further distance. And, ooh, Yo, he sees only man-at-arms and he doesn't see the range. And Yo wants to trap this. But Mr. Yo, oh my god, Mr. Yo with the 2 fastest gates you'll see. And now there's archers here. And now what, though? Did Yo just get too cute? I think Yo just got too cute. I don't know, man. I mean, his scout is likely in trouble here. Unless the archer gets saved. Ooh, okay. Well, I mean, he killed the archer. The other archer's saved. The man-at-arms are not going to make it out. And Yo completes the tower, which isn't a bad tower. And Yo traps the army. Damn. And the transport. The transport is weak. Oh, what a great defense there from Yo. So, I mean, 5-0 KD for Yo. Amazing start for him compared to what we had previously. He is on the way to Castle Age. He will move to stone to build more towers. That is a beautiful opening for Mr. Yo. And I feel like for Lucho, it's got to be tougher for you. You're the one whose power flicked out. You're the one who had to settle your mind. You're still the underdog here. And you haven't killed a single unit here. Here comes the archers. Now, I still think this gold position for Yo is questionable. And Lucho will have a nice Castle Age time behind this. He did sell his stone, but he didn't have enough stone for a town center in the previous game either. And likely this map is going to go pretty late. Yo's tower just defended the wood line. That's a tower you place because you can kill the army, which feels like a big play. And also it kind of defends the wood line, but I think he would probably just build a town center here so we can take this gold. There's a slight chance that Lucho might want to dive underneath the TC here, because there's not normally many farmers. So you might convince yourself you could run under. Yo reaches Castle Age. Lucho has a very weak transport, so there might not be too many trips left for this. There's a villager inside there. And Lucho getting fletching on the archers. And the longboats are going to come out here from Yo. So 2 docks. I'm going to redo my intro portion. The Mayan Navy is actually really good, which is a bit shocking to me. But before the drop, we had talked about that. So if it does go very late, well, I still think Vikings are better. Mayans can actually compete. But there's very few civs that can compete with the Vikings if the longboats are out this early. And there's no water control from Lucho. So those longboats are going to be everywhere. Siege Workshop from Lucho. And Yo sees that. And Yo drops the second TC. Has been on stone. But also will shift over to this gold once this town center's complete. Monastery's up, which is an interesting choice. I don't hate it. Especially if there's just 2 archers. The monks can always be helpful. And there go the longboats because Yo knows that the dock for Lucho's on the back. So he'll be looking there. Viewers, I don't know if this is doable, but thoughts on an interview with the player who ends up surviving today in this group? That'll be kind of TBD, I think. It'll be fully dependent on if the players are able. Obviously, if Yo wins this, we know Yo survives. And there's been a lot here. I'll see if the admins can make it happen. No promises. It's a weird one, though. If Lucho wins, we shouldn't interview him because he's not 100% safe. It still depends what happens with Syscon in the next set. But Yo's looking pretty good here. Converts the crossbow. That eventually leads to 2 kills. But he is starting to be siege push now. On the back, the longboat should snipe the fish. Yo can always add more fishing ships of his own as well. But this whole side of his base is blocked off. And this is Lucho. And we know Lucho's micro can be insane. But guys, this is such a risky spot to push. You're pushing here into the darkness against the siege workshop when you have other things to look at. I would never advise this position unless your micro is some of the best in the world. So easy for Yo to just time it, hop out, and get a snipe when you look away. So that's what Yo will try and do. Yo hops out, and Lucho's micro is just so good. What? What? Excuse me? I cannot believe what just happened there. That's insane. You have no vision back there. And he actually gets the kill. And now the crossbows are coming in. The crossbows could snipe the repair vills as well. And now we can pay attention. This, in theory, becomes easier because Yo is desperate and will hop out with something. Let's see what he does. Lucho micros perfectly. Yo is losing villagers. Next mangonel for Yo is in trouble. And the siege workshop is going to go down. Who needs water when you can play like this? Why go boats? Why go boats when one can go non-boats? That's, I mean, not really the best way to say it, but that's essentially what Lucho has turned this into. That's insane. And now pretty soon Yo could be down at town center. That was just a 1 crossbow counterattack there. Lucho will send more crossbows over. Guys, Lucho's micro is just unreal. And remember, he should have won the first game. We shouldn't even be here. Like, Yo should be relegated already. But Yo brought game 1 back. He's under a lot of pressure now, guys. There's the houses that are becoming an issue for him. The siege is nonstop from Lucho. Finally, Yo gets a kill. Now, Lucho's economy is still not perfect. He still doesn't have the town centers, and he still doesn't have the fish. And this is what should have been happening this entire time, right? Is like the defender's advantage, which we so often see paying off. Lucho's micro has honestly been unreal again here. Does he know that that's weak? Oh my god! Wow, snipes the one mangonel, snipes the other mangonel, and he's back. Guys, the longboats are a problem. He doesn't have a second town center. Like, he doesn't have navy. It has to be the siege push that wins him this game. Eco is so awkward for Lucho. He can never lose this position. Eco's not perfect for Yo, but, like, I think that Yo is realizing that maybe he needs to just distract Lucho for once. And he needs to hit him with something. I saw the stable there from Yo. Viking Knights are not very good. Lucho goes for the shots again here. Yeah, Viking Knights are pretty trash, but I think the Knights don't go here to the army. I think the Knights go to Lucho's base, and then you go for the defensive mangonel shots. Lucho loses the repair villager, which is actually a really big deal in these engagements. Lucho's units getting blocked off in each other, but he trades 1 for 1. This town center has taken 4,000 damage, and a lot of wood has been invested into repairs. But Lucho does not see that stable. Now, technically, you could mangonel the crossbows, and if the crossbows are gone, then the knights take all the siege. That's also an option. There's a couple different ways to look at it, but I personally really like using the knights offensively at Lucho's base. Because you were just there, and you know he doesn't have a lot. Transport also got sniped there, by the way. I couldn't actually see if there was anything in there. There could have been a villager there. But there's now no easy ways for Luchos to repair the mangonels. There's a house foundation there. The villager might be walking. It doesn't matter. Like, type a 1 in chat if you were impressed with Lucho's performance today. That is not gonna really matter to Lucho. He wants platinum. Platinum is impressive, right? Like, there's so many games. Like, I agree with you guys. He's an insane talent. I hyped him up for a reason, but at the end of the day, he's got to get the job done here. And he's kind of doing it, but then he's still falling behind in vills. I just don't know. It still has to be perfect. It has to be perfect. So much micro. It's not perfect. Mr. Yo's taking good enough trades. And Mr. Yo's Knights have made it in. The Knights got a couple kills. They got 4 kills. But that engagement we just saw Yo take here was because of the Knights. And Lucho taps. Lucho taps out. He doesn't think he has enough yet. The Knights are through, and Mr. Yo survives. Wow. Oh, man, the emotions were so high. But Mr. Yo held on. My goodness. I mean, I know people, because it's been nonstop fighting, I know people want to see Lucho continue to fight here. The Vil count, the eco count has only been growing more and more for Yo. He has the water somewhat dominated, right, with the longboats. And Lucho knew that his economy is not very smooth behind this too. The eco difference is significant. The push is not breaking Yo, and Lucho taps out. Had to be an emotional day for him. Has to be an emotional moment for him because, I mean, he was ahead in game 1. If he would have won game number 1, Mr. Yo would be down in Gold League. But yeah, we had the drop. We had a lot in this series. It was a hell of a series. Mr. Yo finally turns it around. And yeah, he will be platinum next season. So we'll double check the stats. But hell of a series there. You feel for the players who get relegated when it's this close. But I forget game number 2. Forget game number 3. For me, that series is all about game number 1, man. Game number 1 was just unbelievable from Yo to bring that back. Lucho will be back. Lucho will be back. Would you guys agree? The issue was that this version of Lucho, the last 2 to 3 rounds of Lucho, we didn't see the first 2 weeks. Like the first 2 weeks, I know the one who was up against Hera, who's an incredible player, but it just, to me, it felt like that was the difference. And maybe the difference was just the one game in this series, but he'll be back. He's really good. It's a very difficult group. But yeah, we'll see if we can talk to Mr. Yo. This is what things look like, though. This actually adds... Whoa, what did I just do? Hello? What did I press? This actually adds a little bit of... This eliminates some drama for the next series, Heart SizCon, because we know SizCon will be relegated regardless. But Yo ends with 6 wins. Lucho ends with 4. And then SizCon, we'll see what he gets to. But even if SizCon can get the 3-0, SizCon would end up losing the tiebreak to Mr. Yo. But yeah, let's see. I have a lot of questions for you. Yo, if you can hear me, I can't hear you. So I don't know if it's a Discord setting.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Yes. How are you?
Yeah, hello.
How are you feeling after everything that just happened?
I feel upset. I have to be honest. I feel upset because of the decision.
Yeah. Well, I know. So I'll say this because I know viewers were aware of some things, but basically we didn't have the restore file, and we eventually had to restart. And I imagine you really liked your position. And so you basically told us you felt it was unfair, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you had to fight through that, through the emotions of that, right? And then you won. So it was a big day. How are you feeling to not be relegated down to Gold League?
Am I safe now? Like 100%?
According to the numbers here, you're safe. Yes, I think if SizCon wins 3-0 in the next set, you're still safe because you are ahead of him on tiebreak.
Okay. Yeah, then I feel all right. I feel all right in that case.
Okay. Game number 1 was just nonstop aggression from him. And like you somehow brought it back. How dead did you think you were that game? If at all, did you ever think you were dead that game?
Yeah. Like that forward castle was my last try,
Yeah.
At the moment, I was like, I have to try some YOLO stuff. And I thought it was over, even though I managed to get the castle up.
Yeah.
But then I realized he couldn't get to the gold on the top or not in the bottom.
Yeah.
So then I thought maybe I could have a chance. And Wu's late game is terrible.
Yeah.
They don't have great units.
Was that like how this feels like a stupid question. Obviously the win was important, but like with Lucho being so fast and aggressive and not having as much experience, like did you feel a big confidence boost after that win, thinking that maybe he would struggle mentally?
No.
No?
Not at all. I always think he is a solid player.
Yep.
Really fast and have great potential, and I'm struggling against his style. He's like Leary or Hera, like
Yeah.
this fast micro player.
Yeah.
He has my respect.
Were you
So I don't think a lot losing game would affect his mind.
okay? Yeah. And I assume you thought all this before the series. So coming into the series, were you worried because his style is so good against you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And because recently I don't think I'm playing my best.
Okay.
So after
Well,
the Chinese New Year, I didn't play for a week or so.
yeah.
And it happens every year, After the New Year, I'm like a newbie player.
Well, you have to imagine that that hopefully helps you now that you don't have the disappointment of being relegated and you'll be in platinum again
Yeah.
next season. So, yeah, I mean, I just wanted to get a feel because for us, we had the drop too, and everyone was so hyped and so interested in the series, and we were emotional.
Mhm.
So I wanted to get a feel for how you felt. So, thanks for hopping in and letting me ask you a couple questions here.
Yeah. You're welcome. Thank you.
Anyways, best of luck to you next season in Plat, yo. Thanks for hopping in, man.
Yeah.
Well played, and I'll catch you soon. All right.
Yep. Thank you. Bye
All
bye.
right, see you. Bye bye. Yeah. So during the break with the drop, as I said to you guys, crappy situation. Nobody wants it to happen. Yo really wanted to use his restore file, which was had over a minute of time where Lucho hadn't played. So when I asked him how he was feeling, he said he's still upset because he at that time was like, wait, I have a file, right? I have a restore file. But again, from what we looked at, it's like it was 2 minutes without Lucho playing. It would never have been fair. But from his perspective, there's a lot of emotions that go into that. So as I said, you got to fight through that and work through it. I think maybe the drop affected Lucho a little bit. To be honest, like the drop, when the game dropped with the first one, Lucho had a better position and he ended up getting in with the replay. So the replay didn't help him any, even though he had to do it. So